So I'm waiting for Priyanka again to join me. Hello. Okay, Priyanka. Here you are.
Waiting for Coach Priyanka. Coach Priyanka, please join me.
Hey,
Oh, there she is.
I'm back. Phone is
So
also.
this is the exact part that we've been waiting for, and
Yeah.
this is yeah, exactly, Garima. This is the juice that we've been waiting for. So Coach Priyanka is gonna take us through this juice, aren't you now? No, not
Yeah.
alone you. I will
Try.
be a part of it. I will be a part of it. So this is we lost the conversation. We stopped the conversation at the point where she was telling us what is the main important part of the of joining uh, or being a coach. She said that there's a requirement of look at her smile. Look at her
I'm
smile.
just
She's
reading
so
the
happy.
comments.
So
The
this is where she
talk is
said that
now for the juicy
see
bits.
bits, yes, absolutely. So we will give you your money's worth.
Mhm.
Although you've not paid anything, but we will give it to you, your time's
Yes,
worth at least.
we have no jobs.
Yeah. So she really emphasized on what is the requirement of being a good coach. It was having basic education in any language. She said you require to have an international certification from an accredited institution, and then she said that you need to have a better idea of kinesiology, anatomy, cardiovascular health, etc. And you need to also have referrals, give them
Like,
experiences, have experience on your own to stay on the floor, understand how a body moves, and what understand how things are done, understand how to give a spot, and then you are a coach. And even after that, if you have not learned enough, you can probably refer to a senior coach who has already been there in this industry for a longer period of time, who can help you understand exactly what it is like to coach a human being, a normal person. And because it's completely different, whatever is written on the books versus whatever we do on the field, it's two different things. Obviously not very different, but yeah, there is a level of experience that we require.
bit of both. You need to know the bookish knowledge and you need to have
Yes.
experience. You can't just have either because you're obviously
Yeah.
falling short somewhere.
Yeah. So, this is what brings us to the next point where I told her that there are a lot of online coaches out there who are just fitness experts or fitness enthusiasts, but they are like follow me for my diet and DM me for a exercise plan and customization plan, etc.
DM for
So,
collaboration.
Priyanka has this periodic table, as I would like to call it, and she places these people in different categories, and I have also helped her categorize them. So she's not in this
Take
alone.
the
I am also a
gun out
part of
my
it.
shoulder and try to shoot. No, kidding.
So I'm also a part of it. She'll kill me if I say I'm not. So I'm also part
Yeah,
of it. And this is
live.
a conversation, guys, this is a conversation that we usually have as trainers when we sit together. We really know who is where and what are they doing really in order to get where they are. So I think there are four different categories. Let me just point that out. There are four different categories that
Enough.
we have in
Do.
our stream today. Number one is your online influencer, is the person who has you know um, an online following of about 1 million or something, and is selling out diets and DM plans, etc., or maybe even 200 followers and sending out DMs. So this is your online influencer. The second category, I'm just putting out the categories first so that she can explain exactly who fits into the category, how they fit into it. The second one being those people who are the gym bros, who
Hey
are just there.
Vishnu, how you doing? Sorry.
So these are the gym bros, or for that matter, even we have clubbed this with the athlete. Okay, so
Athletes.
the athlete and the gym bro,
Ah,
who is
so,
there with
so many people, woman.
Okay, so then we have is what we call as the celebrity fitness celebrities, like the guys who are into acting and who are into modeling, yet they are into fitness because obviously it's a part of their career, but they profess that they are coaches and they know. Hi, Vishnu. Okay, so this is then we come to the celebrity part of it. The celebrities who want to say that, yeah, I am the deal and you should be learning from me. Okay, and then there we have is an elite coach, a coach with an understanding of what exactly has to be done, how it has to be periodized, etc. That's a good part. So we don't want to go there first. We want to go
Yeah.
through the trash first. Okay, we want to go through the juicy stuff first. So Priyanka, why don't you shed some light on the fact that who defines an online influencer?
Okay, so before I say anything, I just want to say that we're not trying to generalize on anything, because
Yeah,
in the cases of
yeah, that's a
everything, there
disclaimer.
are exceptions
Yeah.
to a rule. So not generalizing, but this is what we've kind of observed and experienced. Okay, so coming to,
Especially over the period of the lockdown.
yes,
Please
I think
clarify
during
that.
the lockdown, there was like some kind of Pandora's box that opened up, and suddenly all this started like flying around, and I'm like, what the hell? Because every day I see like this funny stuff. Like
Yeah.
the other day, there was a lady who was kneeling on a Swiss ball with
Hmm. You send me that, right?
yeah, with her hands like in a front raise position. She has a resistance band in her hand, and the resistance band has a kettlebell hung onto it, and then she's moving her hands up and down, kneeling on a Swiss ball.
Yeah,
Like,
that is extremely unstable and
ridiculous.
yeah.
It's ridiculous, and you can hurt yourself. So,
Yeah. So
yeah,
guys, here we are talking about these people over a safety concern.
yeah,
Uh, mostly this that everybody in a public is mostly monkey see monkey do. Okay, so
yeah.
if you're just skinny and you have abs and you are doing some kind of random shit, people usually like to follow that. So
And
it's
they
it's
will
it's
do
not
that.
rocket
They
science.
try to emulate them,
Yeah,
and
it's
they're
not
gonna hurt themselves.
correct. So
So
this
you
is
have
again,
a responsibility when you're putting out this kind of trash, which
yeah,
people are going to see, and they're going to follow
yeah,
that, and they're
yeah,
going
yeah,
to
yeah.
hurt themselves.
Yeah, exactly. So I also I think I remember sending Priyanka another influencer's video where she was doing a deadlift of about say 100 kgs. If I'm not wrong, I saw it for 100 kgs. And
That's shit form.
even when I saw that and her trainer was sitting right next to her. She's an influencer with almost 3.8 million subscribers, and of course, she calls herself a fit influencer, etc. I have nothing against her except for the fact that if you're doing a wrong deadlift, at least acknowledge
Just
it.
put it.
If you're doing, yeah, and don't try to say that okay, this is what is the real deal. And what she did was, guys, lift the whole thing off the ground with an entirely rounded back.
Rounded
I'm
back,
not saying arch lats and all that, using your lats,
rounded,
etc.
like
Yeah.
rounded.
It was literally like a
See,
curve. Yeah. So when I watched it for the first time, I told her, I said, by watching it, I think I cracked a couple of discs right there. I think even like just
see,
watching it gave me those
okay,
creeps.
and then this lady picks up that whole weight up, and one, there is no lockout. Okay, point number one. Point number two is that whole barbell is resting on her quads.
Yeah. There was no knee lockout.
Like, what the hell are you doing?
Exactly. And then there are people who, you're right, people who emulate that, right? 3.8 million subscribers. Now, when we watched, I remember as a kid when I watched WWE, I'm talking about 1992. And that time it was WWF. It was not WWE. We did not know it was entertainment. Okay. Yeah. So now if this girl is just an entertainer, I can understand. You're doing it for entertainment, you're doing stunts, I get it. But
Fine,
you're
we know
writing yourself as a
WWF was fake and it was all planned and
yeah, so
whatever.
we didn't know that. And as a kid, I always wanted to do this. I wanted to jump off this higher space like HBK and get them and smash my elbow on somebody's neck and choke them, etc. I didn't know how difficult it is for a person to do it also, right? I would have injured myself. I was a sane person and parents were around, thank God. But I mean, there are so many followers out there who don't have that kind of supervision, right? They're just doing what they're seeing.
Yeah.
and they don't really know what a deadlift
Yeah.
really looks like. And yeah, Madhvi is right. It's like a dog poop form of
It's
deadlifts.
that
Yeah, it's like as if someone
that's
taking a shit.
we're just being sanitized here in our words and our comments, but that's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
but that's the truth, right?
yeah. So coming back to that point that we were on, Madhuri. So
Yeah,
in fitness influencer, okay,
yeah,
or
yeah.
online coach, we're gonna merge
Hmm.
these two categories. Now, these people have like insane number of followers, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million followers. They've
Yeah.
got they probably got six pack abs, they've got a
Hmm.
booty, and then you have a proof of all
Hmm.
that because the entire wall is filled with pictures of their booty and the abs.
Or they do something like this.
Yeah.
Something like this. Yeah,
Some
right. I got it.
right?
Yeah, this is the
So
typical. Yeah.
see, it's the proof is in the pudding.
Hmm.
When you're saying that these people are influencers, their
Yeah.
job is to influence and to do marketing. Now,
Correct.
just because somebody is an influencer and has followers does not mean that that person can train you. Okay.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
again, there are influencers who may be coaches also. So again,
Correct.
I'm saying
Absolutely.
not
No.
generalizing anything, but this
Yeah.
is what I see. So this person is just out there to make money out of advertisements and
Yeah.
collaborations
Yeah.
and stuff like that, gain followers, likes, comments, whatever. So you obviously don't want to be putting your health, your body
Into
under
these
their
people.
care. Yeah.
So yeah, bringing on to the topic, why don't you tell me? We had this discussion a couple of days back, and you told me that the best way to differentiate between an online influencer versus an online coach who's really trying to earn a buck over here by genuinely helping people get fitter or get stronger or whatever. You have told me that there is a difference. There is a certain difference that a reader or a follower can understand, to see this. Okay, this is the right thing, this is the wrong thing. Could you
Yeah.
please tell us that? Like, could you
Yeah.
tell everybody that?
There's a lot of online coaches out there also. Then when we talk about these online coaches, I would say that you can probably put them in two categories. Okay, one is somebody who's yeah, it's actually like a periodic table, right? So
Yeah.
one three is who's actually had experience on the floor, who's actually done training,
Hmm.
right? And then he's saying ki boss, if you can't afford to or it's not possible for you to train with me one on one, I can give you online coaching.
Hmm.
Yeah, you want
Yeah.
to check the credentials of that person.
Hmm.
But there is this uh, other type as well, who's like suddenly yesterday they were doing something else and today they're like online coaches
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
DM
Yeah.
plans and 6 weeks booty builder, 12 weeks
Correct.
abs and
Hmm.
whatever.
These are
So
not just short plans. You're saying these are just a hoax.
these are I think in most cases they're cookie cutter plans. So
Correct.
you basically make
That's
something
the word I was getting. That's the word I wanted to get out of you.
so this is like you make one plan, okay?
Yeah.
You've probably not even made it. You've taken it off some other site, Googled it, whatever,
Absolutely.
made it into a PDF, put your pictures on it, and then suddenly you're like emailing it to thousands of people. How is
Right.
that going to work? All
Right.
right. So, this like what kind of support is this person giving you? Are they doing check-ins with you? Are they telling you
Yeah.
to send them videos of their form, so if they are doing something wrong you can correct them? uh, are they making any modifications on your plan, or वो same चीज तुमको चिपका रहे और तुम भी
Hmm.
लिख रहे हो? So
Hmm.
you need to differentiate between these two kind of online trainers. So you want to make sure that it's actually customized, right?
Correct.
Customized is a word which is being thrown around a lot
Yeah.
these days.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, but you want to make sure that they're actually delivering that, because you're paying money for something, you better get
Yeah.
value.
Isn't that how we relate to the periodization, right? Right now, we just talked about periodization. If I
Yeah.
really care about a person and I really want them to succeed in whatever they are up to today, I would want them to go through a periodic cycle of particular training over and over again for 12 weeks. And in these 12 weeks, if I'm seeing that the person is losing strength, I will get him back to the strength builder. I will not just keep on giving him next things to do, right?
Yeah.
I know that he cannot take that overload, and I will check up with him, okay, are you doing the overload, etc. So I guess, yes, there are many coaches whom I have seen and I have read, I have gone through and I've followed these people also, online coaches like Michelle McDonald. There are so many good ones out there, and they have a lot of following. It's not that they don't have following, but yes, they are genuinely trying to help you. And
Yeah.
one thing that differentiates between these online coaches versus, um, coaches who are just there as fit influencers, is that the online coaches will give you a proper answer for what they have posted on internet.
They want
Probably if they have even done a
to
workout,
train you.
yeah,
They
even
want
if they have
all.
even if they have done a workout, they would probably post, okay, this is the reason behind I have done this workout. So if you have any trouble performing this, please don't do it.
Yeah.
They will not perform something which is completely wrong or
Yeah.
completely out of line.
Which again,
That's the difference.
very interesting point, Madhuri, and I think we've experienced this a lot with people when we're training, is that we have some clients when we
Yeah.
train, they will ask you questions like, why
Correct.
are we doing this, why can't we
Correct.
do it this way, why?
Right.
And I love it when they do that, because that means they actually want to learn something, right? And they are serious about their goals. So as a client, okay, it is your responsibility to ask questions to your coach and
Absolutely.
sure that that information really makes sense. Like, even if you have to check someone else or Google it, go ahead, do that. If
Yes, it has to match.
yeah, it has to make sense, it has to be scientific, it can't be just like a variation ke liye kar liya and whatever.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think clients also have that responsibility to vet their coach.
Correct. I agree. I absolutely agree to this one. I absolutely agree to this one. And I think that brings us to the second person. So you're talking about vetting a client. I
Yeah.
think we're vetting a trainer or a coach. I think that brings us to the second point where, you have already vetted this trainer, or, he has already been an athlete before. He has been in bodybuilding shows, or he has been doing bodybuilding for quite a lot of time. That is your athlete, or even for that matter, any other sport. They must have done something, and you suddenly go to that person for a fat loss plan because you see a six pack on him. Or probably go to the, when gyms were open, we had gym bros, you
Gym,
remember?
my
Yeah,
favorite.
those totally,
Don't even need it.
yeah. So we don't need to really tell who gym bros are. We all know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, yeah, coming to athletes,
Yeah.
first off, I have huge respect for athletes. These guys go through a lot. They dedicate their whole life to this sport, and they do things that normal people cannot do. Okay,
Correct. Hmm.
extreme amounts of hard work that these guys put in, and they go through a lot. So definitely a lot of respect going out to them. But at the same time, you have to understand that when an athlete has also competed and done his prep, okay, first thing is he has most probably, in most cases, employed the services of a coach. So
Correct.
someone else is coaching him, giving him the protocols of his workout, diet, peak week, all of that. And this guy has it. He's done the hard work. He's put in the grind. Okay. And
Absolutely.
he's been an athlete. But point to be noted that A, somebody else has done his coaching. B, is that because I have competed and done the competition does not mean I have that knowledge to train somebody else.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
Also be a coach. He may have been a coach and also decided to be fine. That's the exception that we were talking about. But then you also have to understand that contest prep is completely different
than normal fat loss.
You've done it, so it's completely different. And then just because I have competed doesn't mean that I know how to train someone else.
Correct.
That's the main thing. Then you come to gym bros. Gym bros are no, again, for these guys as well, I think lot of respect, because these guys have probably been training for a longer
period of time. Yes, you're right.
And there is immense knowledge and experience that you get. out of you. So you guys definitely have the experience. But we also spoke about how you also have a certification and education to understand what you're doing.
Right.
Again, a gym bro may have done the education. So again, that's the exception.
Yeah.
But just because someone's trained for a long time or has competed doesn't mean that they're fit.
Doesn't make you a great coach.
Yeah.
Right,
Doesn't make
right.
you a coach.
Yeah, yeah. So, also, can you hear me? Are you frozen?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. So, yeah, so this is that's again a difference, right? Getting educated on the right things, and even if it is an athlete or a gym bro or whoever approaches you for training you one-on-one, maybe having a good body or whatever it is, does not mean that they can train you, and that is the optimal way of getting you to where you want to go,
Yeah, because this
right?
happens to us. Like, I think when, we generally train and then suddenly you have this gym bro or somebody trying to
Walking
like,
up to you.
"Arey, madam, aap aisa mat karo, try this,"
Huh.
and they try to spot you when you don't
I
need
get
a.
it.
And I'm like, dude, firstly, I don't need your spot. Secondly,
Yeah,
I know what I'm doing. Like, I'm
yeah.
open to learning things from, fellow lifters. But
Right.
when I'm doing something, I already have my programming.
Programming in hand.
I know how many sets I'm going to do. I know how much I have to lift, how many reps, what am I focusing on.
Right.
So it's like an irritation. I think once the gyms open and all, I think the first thing I
That's
want is
one thing is gonna,
people to
yeah.
let me train in peace and not try like, please, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay, so there have been some comments. Siddhi has written, a coach is receptive to a client's needs and goals. That's what a good coach does. Yes, absolutely. Rafael says, hello. Hello, Rafael.
Hey,
Uh,
Rafael.
Priyanka knows well about goals. So, yeah, we won't take names here, but we exactly
Yeah,
know where gym bros are.
yeah,
You won't find them at a good gym.
yeah.
So, I'm not saying any words at all. But forget I said that.
You can bleep it
Okay.
out later. It's fine.
Yeah, I think the second that brings us to the next topic. I think what
Fit
we wanted to
celebrity.
discuss was, yeah. So
It's the fit celebrity.
very recently, especially during the lockdown, I have seen there have been numerous classes of strength and conditioning happening, and this infuriates me. This infuriates me when I see a person who has been dancing on in front of the camera. They are not even a dancer. It's not like they're a dancer and they are training dance. That I would have understood. But
Yeah.
here they are, training strength and conditioning, taking strength and conditioning classes. I get that you want a face for the brand or whatever it is, but naming them as trainers or a celebrity
And then
coach,
make them do master classes.
exactly,
Do you even
and to
know what
thousands of people.
master trainer means?
Yeah, and I'm not talking about 5 people or 6 people training under these people. I'm talking about 13,000 people training under
Yeah,
this one person, in
yeah.
their houses, in their homes. So then I should, this is what bothered me, especially during the whole lockdown phase, that how can you do that even in for marketing or whatever, however cold marketing that you're doing or whatever you want to sell. I get that. You want to make someone a face of the brand, I get it. You could have a trainer and a fit celebrity standing behind and doing it together rather than just the fit celebrity, showing
I
off.
know you want to make it look pretty and all that,
Yeah.
but
That's a
like,
business aspect of it.
come on.
Yeah.
Like,
So
the
that is
actors,
what I think
master
you should.
classes and stuff, it's like ridiculous. It makes
I
my blood.
know, I know. And then there are celebrities who have taken, I get it. You don't have, maybe you're not getting, your buck is not rolling, probably. And fitness is something that you want to jump in because you've done it yourself.
Yeah.
Unless and until I think you're certified to coach somebody, when I was doing my ACSM, I think even when you have done it, I think that in the US, trainers can be sued. They can have a huge lawsuit, and you have
Yeah.
to pay
You
double the amount of
insurance
money if
so
somebody
that
gets injured.
when somebody or if somebody sues you, you have insurance. So it's that strict.
Yes,
Unfortunately, in India, that is not
yes,
the yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah. That's
um,
not the case.
when you're talking about fit celebrities,
Yeah,
I think the masses need to understand how to differentiate. Now, you look at a celebrity who is fit, he's got washboard abs and all of that. He's probably a model actor. He's training to get ready for a particular show or a
Shoot.
shoot, something like that. So you have to understand that he did not do that on his own. He is
That's true.
a coach, he's paying a nutritionist, he's paying a doctor, he's paying
Yeah.
somebody to make his meals. So
Correct.
basically, he's employing someone else to do this work for you.
Right.
So
Right.
how can you take advice from this person who doesn't know how to make his own body? He has paid someone else. Yeah. So when you see all these programs, these posts like women's health and femina and like booty builder 2 weeks, Katina's workout and this one's bump,
Yeah.
like they didn't do that on their own. First, you have to understand there's a lot of Photoshop that happens, lighting,
Right.
and whatever clothes you wear. And thirdly, they didn't do it themselves. Somebody else did that for them.
True.
So you
True.
need to pay that guy who made it possible and not this stupid celebrity,
Correct.
kind of training
Yeah.
and doing master classes and shit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, that's the difference between, choosing a celebrity to train you versus having someone who really has a background, who's training you. I mean,
yeah.
coaching background who's training you, which brings me to the last point. This is where we want to talk about the coach, not the novice coach. This is not your normal coach. This is a coach who is probably trained, and has about a 2 year, 3 year experience with himself or herself. These are the coaches who actually make your fit celebrities look the way they look.
Yeah.
And these are the people who are behind the athlete, who are behind the gym bros, who are behind the online influencers also to a certain extent. Like I know I have had a conversation with a trainer very recently, and he said that there is this girl who took 10 sessions from me. She trained with me. She knew about whatever I had to teach her. And then the other day I was just checking her Instagram, and she went out to say, she did these, she took these exercises from me, and she, put a video of her doing that in her, on her own page, and she said, DM me for online coaching. I mean, that's just cheating, right? That's just, what the hell are you trying to do? What the hell are you trying to achieve? So that's quite shocking. So now we are going to talk about the coaches, or the real reasons why, people are a certain kind.
Yeah.
Now, these coaches also have quite a lot of prerequisites, quite a lot of understanding. And I wouldn't say that I am a coach who can, probably, who's the best. No, I have a lot to learn probably, but yes, I know that I have a lot of years of experience in my hand, and so has Priyanka. So we exactly know what it is like to be a coach. What do you have to keep in mind when you're a coach and when you're training a client? And the client can be anyone, right? It can be a film star, it can be a novice person, it can be a first timer, it can be a rehab patient, it can be anyone from any walks of life. Yeah, you know that, and I do. So I think I would like to shed a light a little bit upon these coaches who are really elite and what makes them different from the normal trainers. Definitely years of experience in hand. Yeah, I am a 6+ years of experience trainer, and Priyanka is also around the same 5 years you've done, right?
Yeah.
Um, do you okay? Doc has a small question. Doc, I'll answer your question after this point that I picked up. So when I'm talking about a coach,
Doc, I'm going to take that question later on.
and so am I. I'm really excited about that, because
Yeah.
I have faced that.
Yeah.
What he's just asked, I have faced that, and because we both are female coaches, it's very important for us to really, talk about it.
Yeah.
So then obviously we were talking about a good coach. Now, when we're talking about a good coach, we spoke about education, etc. Now, education goes out of the window when it comes to experience, when it comes to real life training on the field. Obviously, there is a lot that you've learned from the books, but when it comes to the fact that you're training a client comes to you one morning and he says that the first thing that you ask him is, how has your day been? How are you feeling today? Have you slept well, etc. So we understand the holistic way of training a client when we see their sleep cycles, their stress levels on a day-to-day basis, if they have been going through a bad phase in their life. So if somebody has gone through a bad phase of their life and today I have to train them HIIT, I would probably let the HIIT be and,
Probably
do
chew on your
something
face
which,
or something like that.
no, Priyanka, probably my client would do it also,
They
because
would do
he
it.
really respects me or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would probably do it also, but it is my duty as a trainer, as a coach, to understand his mentality and not let him, push to that level where he feels worse after the training.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be able to. So I'm sure that, you also have faced this when client comes and says, okay, I'm not feeling up to it today. Let's not do legs, or let's not do, arms or whatever. Let's do something
So that
else.
happens
So
all the time. That happens all
yeah,
the time. Because
yeah. So
see, as a coach, you need to understand that you're dealing with people. People have a
yes,
life. Life
right,
happens, things happen.
right.
Every
Yeah,
day is not the same. So
yes,
when you have a client who comes to you and says that, I had a tough day and I don't want to do legs and something like
yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
you as an elite coach need to have that plan be ready,
Understanding. Yes, you have to have an
understanding,
understanding,
and
and,
then
and it has to be in the back of your head. But
yeah,
I think that also comes with a lot of experience. If you've seen it and you've done it throughout the years, you know that you don't have to just read out from a book and train a client. You
yeah.
need to, really get to know that person and, do a better thing for him
Sorry,
on that day and make him smile when he leaves.
next day, yeah, Karan, I
So apart from that, also what I have noticed is many trainers feel that if a person is tired or if the person has sweated enough, that means they have done their workout well. And this is a myth that is running in people also, in clients also, that if
yeah.
I have not sweated enough, I've not done well. So
I
that is
just,
not
I'm
right.
sorry, I'm going to interrupt you right there and say that I did a poll recently and it was about fat metabolism and everything. And you'd be shocked to know that 80% of the people thought that when you sweat, that's how you lose fat. Okay. I'm just going to say that if it was that easy, I would probably spending a lot of
Sitting in a
time
sauna in the whole day.
on a sauna membership or like sitting at the bus stop
We
at
wouldn't
12
need
o'clock.
gyms.
I am melting fat away. Okay. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
So exactly. So this is something that
anyone
a
can
coach
make
would
you
understand,
sweat.
right?
That's not the point.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah. Yeah.
about making somebody tired and sweating,
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
sweat.
Yeah. And in fact, even the fact that, there are clients that we get who have had previous injuries, like, when they were kids, probably cannot do a full bicep curl in a supine position because their ankle is, so their wrist is, broken long back. Maybe it's just happened 10 years back and has nothing to do with today, but they have still got a restriction around their wrist and they cannot move it. So again, this coach should actually know how to move around that movement and still give you those results. Read up on it, probably research a little bit more and try to understand how the body moves. How, again, that's where it comes down to the basic
And
also,
that
right? How
is your
well do you know your anatomy?
psychology. That's the
Yes,
reason you need to
yes,
learn these things.
yes. So when you know that, you can just directly say, without even referring to a book, that okay, don't hold it in this grip, hold it in the neutral grip and lift it up. Maybe there'll be no pain.
Yeah.
So you're just helping out that client over there and making him feel better about his day, rather
Yeah.
than just making him feel that okay, you cannot do this movement anymore.
See, a
So
coach is not there to count for you. Okay. I
correct.
think most of us are educated enough to count from 1 to 15 on our own.
Mm,
So
mm.
pay $2,000 to somebody per hour to count from 1 to 15 for you, boss. You don't know how to spend your money.
Yeah. So again, that is here we are again differentiating between an elite coach and a normal coach. There is a huge lot of difference in terms of experience, the kind of education that person has gotten, and the kind of upgradation he's doing or she's doing over the
Yeah.
period of years. Like I remember
It's
a
really
few years back, yeah, a few years back too, butter or probably, ghee was deemed as bad. Okay, and 6 meals a day was something that we all wanted to eat, because
yeah.
all of that was the thing at that point of time. But over the period of time, there has been researches, there have been studies, things are changing on a daily basis. Our
Truth
lifestyle is
bombs. Yeah,
changing on
I like to drop truth bombs.
Priyanka dropping truth bombs. So yeah, so over a period of time, there has been a lot of changes in how we are as a human being, because we are changing, right? This pandemic has changed a lot of things in us in terms of eating, in terms of working. We are no longer going out and working.
I
We
never
are
thought
much more sedentary.
like this. I never thought I would be training in my bedroom with like plates filled with sand. I
Correct,
never,
correct.
right?
So again, these things change a lot of behavioral modifications in a person. They start to see things in a different way. They start to, like,
Yeah.
I know for a fact at this point of time, there will be not a single person who would like to do extreme high intensity work, because they're already anxious. A person who's already anxious about what's going on around them would not want their heart rate to jump up to 190, 180 at one point of time in the day. I know of people who wouldn't be interested in doing extreme high intensity work, right? So you need to taper it down to that level where they are feeling secure, where they are getting results. You just don't need to keep on giving them burpees and jumping jacks, etc., just to keep their heart rate.
I think burpees and push-ups and
Overrated.
squats are the most ghisao pit out workout I've seen on Instagram in the last 4 months.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can't be doing burpees every day. You can't be doing the same number of burpees every day. I mean, if you're
exactly.
like running for like 20, 25 kilometers when you're so thin and you already don't have any muscle in your body,
Muscle, yeah, exactly. What are you even doing?
what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, then it brings me to the next thing, right? Like, how is a trainer even a role model to their clients? How
Yeah.
what kind of decisions I make in my life also dictates the kind of decisions that my client make in their life. How disciplined am I, or how disciplined you are? You have seen this. Like, we lead a very fit, disciplined lifestyle, and
Yeah.
because of that fitness, it reflects on our clients as well. They are equally motivated. They are go-getters. Their whole attitude shifts. So
Is
when
yeah.
if we talk about let's say we spoke, right, that what is the kind of right training partner that you should be having. I think more than experience, knowledge, of course experience, knowledge has its own base, but more than that, even the mindset matters. What kind of mindset is your trainer in? Is he focused? Is he disciplined? Because that's what our job is. That's what differentiates us and the others. We can do the tougher things, and if we are doing the tougher things with ease, it allows the client also to understand, okay, this is easy, we can do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
It has
changes.
to, you as a coach, you have to make it seem possible, but of
Correct,
course, for reasonable limits, you don't want to like get them to do something that's going to injure themselves.
correct,
And
correct, correct,
uh, of course, these things makes them more goal oriented, makes
correct.
them disciplined,
Motivated.
motivates them.
Yes,
Like
yes,
even
yes.
as coaches, for us, the one of the best workouts happen when we train with
Together.
another
Yes.
together, because even if we are coaches, we are still human beings and we need a
Yeah.
little push. We
Push.
need something to kick our ass sometimes a
Correct.
little bit, maybe spot something which we didn't even realize that we were doing. So,
Correct.
and also learn from each other. So we're kind of feeding off each other's good energy and
Right.
knowledge.
Right.
So
I mean, I remember we had a leg session one day, and you remember the calf exercises that we did. I pushed this girl to literally doing close
I was
to
gonna cry.
60 to 70 reps together. And this girl was literally crying, and I was like, no, 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 you have to just keep going. You have to keep going. And I think Surjit joined us. He's like the biggest example of motivating somebody like that. And I remember this atmosphere that we used to build in that gym, when one person is motivating the other person while you're doing the exercise.
Yeah.
That's also, I think, very, very, very,
Yeah.
very important.
So I think
Uh,
people need to, the takeaway from this point is basically that
Yeah.
if the most elite athletes, elite
Yeah.
coaches, need a coach, then I think we want to take a step back and kind of accept the fact that maybe we might need some guidance also. It's not easy as taking a workout from YouTube and doing that. Let me tell
Yeah.
you that if somebody is putting up content on social media, workouts,
Because
and
that's just content.
it's just content, is the tip of the iceberg. If
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
person puts out all his knowledge and tips and tricks, how is he going to make money? That's
That's
just a
true.
bit for you. So
That's what you'll. Yeah. That's true.
yeah.
But I think, I have many followers on my Instagram who ask me questions in my DM every now and then I get different questions. So these questions are pertaining to mostly training and nutrition, etc. And these are newbies. These are guys who are 21, 22 years old, maybe engineers who are just getting into that whole gymming thing for impressing a girl, maybe. But for these guys, I would want to just suggest that you cannot maybe hire a coach right now or afford somebody at the go. That does not mean that you get misled by the things that are going on Instagram. You have to research for what you want to achieve. If you want to achieve muscles, if you want to achieve something, get a consultation session with somebody. Even if you cannot do that, you got to be, trying to understand what you are, what goals, what will take you there. Okay, so say for example, it will take you a hypertrophy session or something like that. You have to go to those pages and watch, like Hanny Rambod, these kind of guys who really explain the science behind what you're doing. I think these pages really help you understand your body better rather than just going and doing 21 reps of pyramid cycle in the gym.
Like, great content out there. There are a lot of coaches who put out some great information which builds a foundation. It may not tell you exactly कि भाई तुम chest press करो इतना reps and whatever, but it's get your foundation really strong. So I think if you're somebody who can't afford a coach, spend some time to educate yourself. There's great coaches out there. Yeah, and go slow, go easy, and listen to your body.
Yeah, and I think it's not just people who cannot afford coaches. Even if people who are affording coaches, like I tell my clients as well, if they have something like a meniscus tear, something that has happened in the past, or their their calf is tight for some reason, their ankle mobility is not up to the mark, I would encourage them to read more about it. You know, if I find an article written by someone else, maybe I am trying to reinstate that that particular thing on them, that you need to do more calf stretches or more dynamic stretches, and they're not following it. I would probably pick up an article from the internet from a good source and give it to them so that they can read more about it. They can understand more about their body. So I would not just tell the people who have a coach to read and research. Everyone out there, you need to understand your body. Maybe your coach will get a little more insight about your body. If you read upon it a little bit more, you will be more serious about your goals and your journey. So that is also something that
responsibly, I think, and kind of, listen to what your body is telling you. And just go slow and go easy, I think. Sorry, we had one question which we were going to.
I think Doc had a question.
Doc.
So we'll just
So he asked, do you feel there is
a gender bias today in coach selection?
So
go ahead. You want to go for it? Okay. So
after
I'll tell you something. The question was is there a gender bias when you select a coach? Yes, it exists. It existed back then, and it still exists. But I have seen this when I was a lanky girl. When I started off training, I used to do I used to do CrossFit. I used to do a lot of HIIT work and very light strength training with heavy reps, high reps. So I used to look lanky and I used to eat pretty much that much. So I always wanted to be that skinny girl first because I thought that was fit. That was fit a few years back. Then suddenly when that time when male clients used to come, there are two aspects to male clients. One, they don't trust a female trainer because they think that probably they will not be able to spot them. Second thing, maybe they don't know what are the training techniques, like what we spoke about right now, periodization, how to periodize all these things. I think there will be very lot of girls who will be really knowing about this, out there. And this is nothing wrong. I mean, they might not be just knowing it. They didn't research about it because they don't want to be that strong. Now there is a difference because when I started competing, I clearly remember there were more male clients that I would take up, because they were more comfortable. Okay, she looks a certain way. It's easier for me to, understand, okay, she knows her thing. She will be able to help me with my heavy training workout, etc. The strength training workout, etc. But earlier on, I had gotten many clients and rejections saying that, "Arey, ye to ladki hai, ye kaise kar legi? Chodo nahi, hame koi ladka trainer de do."
Like I remember there was this gentleman who was being transferred from another trainer because they left, and I was allocated that person, and this person was so cryptic about it. He's like, no, I need
She's a
another.
girl, she won't be.
No, I have some other needs, and I just couldn't understand what he's trying to
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
So
yeah,
then he
yeah, yeah,
spoke to me. I said, like, listen, I want a male trainer, which is fine.
yeah,
That by
yeah,
happens. But
yeah.
on the other side, I think there are a lot of male clients and female clients who prefer a female coach as well.
Obviously, yes,
I
yes, yes.
think
So I have,
80% of my clientele was male.
yeah.
I had no
In
issue
fact, I would like to,
taking
in
orders
fact, I
from
would like to
people.
put, I would like to share this experience. I had a client of mine who was so sold at, you know, the fact that she's a female trainer. I asked him, why did you choose me? Like at that point of time, I was taking feedback from people, and then I asked him, why would you choose a female trainer when your goal is clearly bodybuilding and I don't look the part? So he clearly said that because you're a female in this industry, it must have taken you a lot to anyway study, you know, break stereotypes. And if you're doing that with so much conviction, that means you know your shit. Definitely, you know, and if you're saying, and of course he saw results, that's a different story. But you know, there was that point that yes, that is a girl who's trying to teach herself, you know, different other aspects of training and apply it on herself and then apply it on the male this thing. So that's the difference that I made out at that point of time. It's also on the mindset of the people. And I've seen there are other females, you know, that like I told you, there are different kinds of people. You know, there are one kind of people who see the female trainer as just a girl to chat with for an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, so they hire you for that reason. Although I have, you know, I could sense them from a distance, and I have not indulged in that ever in my life. I am very thankful of that. We've had a really good experience at Fitness First, honestly.
Yeah.
And the second kind of people are the people who really want to get somewhere. And if they know that you know your shit, you've done your research, you know what you're doing, I think they're sold with that. So they don't ask you a question if you're a female or a male. I don't think that really matters. That's in the past now. I think females have really gone way ahead in terms of
Yeah. Yeah.
training or in
There are
terms of any
really
field.
fantastic female coaches out there as well.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
yeah.
we'll see a lot less nonsense on Instagram. But I hope those people
Yeah,
are watching, because you know it's okay. I'm sure we pissed off a lot of people today by like washing out the dirty laundry or anything. But
yeah, but it needs to be addressed, right?
it needs to be
I think
addressed.
it needs
Like,
to be addressed.
you
Yeah,
can't be playing with people's bodies and their health,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's not fair.
Do your business, but thoda samajh ke kar lo yaar.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
see, we've come from different places. Like I worked in telecom for 6 years, and then I was like, screw this, and you know,
yeah, you wanted
I'm
to do
gonna do
something.
this, but I just didn't suddenly like say, hey, DM me for a plan or whatever.
Right,
I
right,
I
right.
did my studies. I spent like hours and hours on the floor, like hundreds of hours, and did the work. As have
Yeah,
you, Madhu.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
it can be done, but you got to do it the right way.
Yeah, and it's hard work, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think, you know, honestly, hard work pays off. It will always pay off for the both of us. I think what we are trying to do here is educate the people to choose the right between the wrong, or probably choose a better between, you know, two bads, honestly. So I think we've done our part to educate the people as to how to choose their trainers moving forward, or how to choose their role models moving forward.
The
So
right
that's about,
choice.
yeah. Yeah, so I think Doc has something to say. Is a complete package. Yes, absolutely. That is what we spoke about. I think we have had a lovely audience today and a very
Yeah.
interactive audience
Thank
today,
you
and I'm
everyone for
very
joining
thankful of that.
in.
Yes, thank you everyone for giving time. And yeah, we have spent 1 hour 40 minutes talking about this, but it was really fun. We couldn't stop in the middle.
Yeah.
So yes, I guess we will be back very soon with another live. And
Yeah. So
I
if you have
think,
any
yeah,
interesting topics, just like message us, and then
yeah.
we probably
And okay, let's have a quick poll here. I think there are still 6-7 people in it. So would you guys have us talk again? Both of us talk on anything. Please drop us a DM. Please drop us a message, or if you want to tell us right away.
topics, because we like to do those.
Yeah, yeah. Give us juicy topics.
Yeah.
We'll open. I mean, I don't mind. You know, what do you call it? Exposing people.
Yeah.
Creatine and intermittent fasting. Done. I'll do that.
We can
I'll
do
do
that.
that next week. Yeah. Do you want to join, Priyanka? We'll do that. Creatine
Yeah.
and intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. I think Garima, time flew by. Yes. Doc, I think Doc को मैं ना intermittent के लिए भी add
Yeah.
करना चाहूंगी. I don't
He's
know if we
doing
can.
that
Yeah.
diligently. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'll just make a live. I think we could talk to Priyanka for creatine for about half an hour, and then talk to Doc about intermittent fasting for another half an hour. I think we can do that next Thursday. No, actually, we'll do it on next Wednesday.
Let's plan it out.
That's about it. Yeah, let's plan it out. So, thank you everyone for being here. I think we will just take your leave now. Without
you.
much further ado, have a great weekend. Priyanka, you got to say something?
No, just train hard and then have fun. Have a beer.
Have fun.
Relax.
Yeah. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.